This is for the girls. I need your opinion on something. I don't want to see one man in the comments. I don't need a man's opinion on this. I don't need a man's opinion on anything. But specifically this question I'm asking is for the girls, okay? So, guys, tell me what you would have done in this situation. So, one day I was out at a restaurant, right? And naturally, you guys know I do everything by myself. So I was on a little solo date at lunch. Sitting there having my little meal and my little drink as I do, right? And a guy told my waiter that he wanted to like pay for my meal, right? So the waiter came over and asked me and was like, hey, you know, this guy over there with this other group of guys like wants to pay for your meal. And I was like, okay, whatever. Guys do that shit all the time. So I was like, yeah, whatever, that's fine. So I like finished eating, whatever. The waiter was like, oh, like he was like asking for your number. I was like, I'm not passing my number across a restaurant. Like, you see me sitting here. If you want to come talk to me, grow some balls and get up and come talk to me. You know what I mean? So then I was like, yeah, I'm not. I told the waiter, no, I was like, I'm not giving my number across the restaurant. If he wants to come ask me for my number, then come ask me for my number. So then I end up getting up, like he doesn't come over. I end up getting up, going to the restroom and then like leaving, right? Like I'm walking out the restaurant now. So the guy ends up getting up, running outside, following me, and is like, hey, like, wait, whatever. And is like asking me for my number now. Oh, I was talking to somebody about this situation and they said it was so rude that I didn't go over to the guy and say thank you for paying for my meal. I was like, what? I was like, girls are getting up and going over to the man who paid for the meal and saying thank you? Am I the only one who thinks that's weird? Like, I was supposed to get up and go over to a table of men and say thank you so much for paying for me. No. If you wanted to come talk to me, you offered to pay for my meal, and I told the waiter, I was like, oh yeah, tell him thank you, whatever, right? If we're passing messages through the waiter. But to me, that's strange. Why as a girl?
Okay, so you were okay with passing messages to the waiter to say thank you, but you weren't okay passing your number. Makes no sense to me. I mean, you know, he's trying to play a game. He's trying to play, why don't you play along, okay? I'm going to pay for your meal without saying hello, and you going to slide your number without, you know what I'm saying, you saying anything either. Women like romance, right? Sounds pretty romantic to me. Hey, man, yo, see that lady over there? Yeah, whatever she's having is on me. Okay, do it. All right. Okay, she said thank you. All right, cool. Yeah, you know what? In fact, ask her to go bring her number. In fact, in front of that, you know what I'm saying? This dude trying to be a boss. He's trying to, you know, sound like boss moves to me. But women don't want a boss. They're the boss. They're the one hiring. Just remember that. Boss babes means they're hiring, okay? That means you need to apply. You need to submit your resume. You need to bow down to her standards. Nowadays, man, if you want to be with a girl, you have to fit into her life, okay? And this doesn't fit into her life. In her life, men buy her meals all the time, okay? But in her life, you have to approach her if you want something from her because you got to have balls and you're a man and she's a woman and you better go after what you want. This is what women believe. This is what women believe. And she's an attractive woman, and I feel for her because, you know, this makes sense to her. This makes sense to her. Now, for me, I think it's weird that the guy chased after her at the end. You know, it's too late then. You know, if you're going to pay for her meal and send a message, if she don't send that message back, just accept it and walk away. All right. If she didn't have enough courage herself to say thank you to a man that just bought her dinner or whatever, if that's not a big deal to her, then all right, maybe she's not fit for us either. Guys, you got to require things from women, and if they don't show up, you have to say, you crossed the boundaries. Nope, I don't accept that. That's below my standards. You got to say it too.
Should I get up, go over to the table? You're the one looking me, sir. I'm not looking you. Like, let's not have this confused. So I just want to know, when a guy pays for your meal in a restaurant, are you guys getting up and going over there and saying thank you to them? Because multiple people have told me, multiple guys, let me make it clear, multiple other guys have told me that was rude, and they would have expected that I would have went over to them and said, I would have went over to the table and said thank you to the guy, right? And I was just like, how is you cool? Like, why would I be getting up and going over to a table of men? Like, you're the one trying to look me. I'm not trying to look you. I was here minding my business. I didn't ask you to do shit for me. Okay, I could pay my own bill. Okay. So I just want to know: are you girls going over and saying thank you to men when they pay for your meal? Because I ain't never done no shit like that, and I will not. I think that's so weird. You see my fine ass sitting here. Get up and come talk to me if you want to come talk to me. Like, since we're passing messages through a waiter, I think it's fine to pass back my thank you through the waiter. Like, what? Like, I feel like it's a bit much to expect a girl to get up and walk over to a table of men just to tell you thank you as a stranger for paying for men. Like, doesn't that seem a bit much? Like, okay, I can understand like passing the thank you back through the waiter like I did. Or if it's like a cross restaurant, oh, thank you. Or something. But me must get up and come over to you? Nope. No.
So you tell me your meal's not worth getting up and saying thank you? It's that low? What would be worth you getting up and saying thank you? I'm trying to figure out what would be worth it. Because clearly something's worth it. There is a price. There's some price. Okay, women get paid $20 an hour to walk around and talk to customers all day because they work retail. But if you buy them a meal, which is $20, $30, $40, $50, they can't just get up and say thank you. It's beyond them. And I think right now we live in a society where nobody's grateful. What do I got to be grateful for? I'm a beautiful woman. If you want me, you got to come chase me. Women think the man they want is the man that will chase them. They really believe this. I'm telling you, women really think the kind of man they want is a man that would chase them. But let me ask them this question. What's so special about you that a man would chase you? Right? And if you are special, let's say you are this beautiful girl, should a man be chasing a bunch of beautiful women? Would you respect a man if when you met him, you realized there's multiple beautiful women he's chasing after? Okay? No man is going to be upset that you approach a man I'm not going to be bothered that you approach a man you want. Approach the man, that doesn't bother me. If you're a girl and I would be impressed if you're a girl that goes after you want. That wouldn't bother me. But I know it would bother you if a man would chase a bunch of women and you still want him to chase you. This is what happens when you take men out of the world, right? When you remove men out of the world and women can just form opinions about stuff and they don't have no guidance, this is what happens. And listen, if it's too much for you to say thank you, I get it. Then, it just tells us men that we need to stop we need to stop doing generous stuff. We need to stop holding open doors, right? Because if it's too much, men, we require appreciation. If it's too much to give us appreciation for what we do, we're not going to do the things we do anymore. It's just not worth it. Like, tell me who would be willing to deal with this just because she's beautiful? Just because she's pretty? For all the men out there that never been with a beautiful girl before, let me tell you something. Every girl got the same equipment, my brother. They might try to confuse you into believe that they got the special this, they got the special that. This girl got the wop, this girl got the guac. Everybody got something, right? Everyone wants to convince you. But the reality of it is the only person that would be desperate for that is a thirsty man. And women don't want thirsty men. That's why a lot of women are single, because they dated men that were thirsty, that would chase them, that would brown nose them. And those men had no ambition. And then they complain, oh, how come they're no good men? They're no good men. You can't see them because you don't know what good is. What you think good is, you don't know what good is. You think good is following your leadership. That a man has to fit into your life and to fit into your ideas. And you're not going to bend and fold for nobody. You are your own God. You're your own God. Women nowadays, modern women are their own God. And if they didn't want to die on that hill, so be it. All right? I know who I worship. I know who I praise. I know who the sovereign king of my life is. My actions, right, and my ethics are based off the guidance of the Lord. Okay? I follow the word. That's my moral authority. Who is a woman's moral authority? Herself. She is her God. And she has a complex. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you over there.